Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahma Vidvaram. So I know it's daylight savings. So I know some of you said you couldn't make it to Gayatri Japa. That's okay. You know, I also found out when I woke up that it was daylight savings. So now we're back on track. So today we're going to continue exploring the Maha Mrtyunjaya Mantra. In the first session, we talked about why this mantra is Maha, because it gives us Jaya, it gives us victory over Mrityu, death or suffering. And yesterday we saw that the Devata for this particular mantra is Lord Shiva in a specific form with those 8 arms, he's holding those pots in his hands, and immortality, that knowledge of immortality is flowing through him. And he doesn't only keep it with him, but he shares it with everybody. And Bhagavan Shiva is also shown to have the Mrigi Mudra and the Japamala on the right hand, the Mrigi Mudra on the left hand, to show that to purify the mind, that practice of japa is necessary. So we saw that in detail. Today we're going to enter into the mantra itself. Okay? So before we go into that, you know that every mantra has certain aspects, right? And for this particular mantra, the rishi for this mantra, the one who revealed this mantra, is Vasishta Rishi. So we later, when we learn the invocations, we will invoke Vasishta Maharishi. And I have already said that it is in Anushtup Chandaha, where you have 8 syllables per line. And this is for Rudra Devata, but particularly that form which we saw yesterday of Bhagavan Shiva, which shows as fearlessness. So today we are going to just see the simple meaning of the mantra, and we'll reflect a little bit on the first word, which is Om. The commentary, you know, if anybody wants more reading on this book, Puja Swami Swarupananda ji has a very nice commentary on Maha Mrtyunjaya Mantra. So if you want to read more, I recommend doing that. And he also has talks online. So, you know, feel free to explore and to go deeper into the mantra. Today we will see simple meaning, and then we will reflect on Om. So I will go ahead and share this with you. Om means that divine truth. And who are we invoking in this mantra? So all of these words are for Lord Shiva. Trayambakam, Sugandhim, and Pushti Vardhanam. Trayambakam means the one with 3 eyes. Trayambakam. So that's easy to remember. Sugandhim means who's fragrant. Gandha. So Su means good, well, Sushtu. So who's very beautifully fragrant. Oh, not someone who's oddly fragrant, with oddly fragrance. Pushti Vardhanam, the one who makes us grow. So Lord Shiva is the one with 3 eyes, the one who is fragrant, and the one who makes us grow. What do we do to Lord Shiva? I worship, Yajamahe. I worship, we can say we worship this Lord Shiva. And why do we worship him? What do we want? Lord Shiva, we want to be liberated from death. Mukshiya From mrityu. Mrityoho becomes mrityor. Mrityor. So may I be liberated from death, from suffering. So we already talked about this aspect. How should I be liberated? Urvarukamiva bandhanat. Just like a ripe cucumber, urvarukam is freed from its bondage to the creeper. Just like that, may I be freed from death. And Ma Amritat. So this is not Ma Amritat, this is Ma Amritat. When you really read it, it's Ma Amritat. Not from immortality. Means don't distance me from immortality. So this is the very simple meaning of the mantra put together. So I worship whom? Lord Shiva with 3 eyes, who is fragrant, who makes us grow. And then what are we praying for? Lord Shiva, liberate us. How, just as a ripe cucumber is freed from the bondage to the creeper, liberate us. And Ma Amrita, don't distance us from immortality. So, in and through now, the first few days or the first segment of this Maha Mrtyunjaya Mantra series, we will take each word and reflect. So today we start reflecting with the word Om. Very beautifully in Maha Shivaratri, our Jatinji had expounded on Om from the Mandukya Upanishad. Now, if we understood Om, we don't need to do anything else. Om is called Pranava. Om is that syllable, that akshara, ek akshara, which resembles the truth or represents the truth. And if we just take this syllable and dig deeply in this syllable, no need to read anything else, no need to study anything else, no need to do anything else. It is that deep, this Om. Why is it very deep? Because you know that Om contains all the sounds in all of the universe. It contains all the sounds, and at the same time, it contains silence. So it is the entire creation. At the same time, it is a substratum of creation. Because creation is sound, creation is vibration, it's frequency. So all the sounds, everything is encapsulated in Om. And the silence upon which the sound rests is Om. So let us break it down to understand it further. So what if all the sounds are there? That Omkara has A, U, Ma, and what we call a matra. This a matra is silence. This akara represents what we call Vishva. When we expand, we take the journey from A to U to Ma and then a matra, or what we call silence, no matra. Akara means Vishwa, means what? It means that slowly a seeker expands to embrace all the things that they can see as God. The seeker becomes so, what we say, sensitive, but in a good way. Sensitive in the sense aware. The seeker becomes aware that everything around me is actually God. Everything around me is actually God. This very book, this very computer, this floor, the trees, the wind, the air, everything is actually God. The people in front of me, the animals, the beings. And so the way the seeker starts to live is very alert because everything is God. If water is wasted, that is also God. If the trees and leaves and everything, if there's so much dust and garbage, that is also God. The seeker doesn't want to do that. If somebody is being hurt, that is also God. So the seeker, when they understand that everything is God, and they become more aware, then they are amatra. So A for aware. I am aware that everything is God. There is one anecdote which I really love. It is this Sadhu Baba. This Sadhu Baba was sitting down and was eating chapati. He was eating chapati. And they get bhiksha and everything. So sitting on the ground, eating bhiksha, wherever they eat, they eat. One dog came. One dog came and stole the chapati. So this Sadhu Baba ran after the dog. He ran after the dog. He said, "Doggy, doggy, wait, wait, wait." And so what happened was the Sadhu Baba said, "Wait, let me butter that chapati for you. It's too dry. How will you enjoy that chapati?" But look, just see this sadhu. Huh? You and I would run after that dog and say, "Why? How can you eat my chapati? That's the only chapati I have." This sadhu baba ran with his ghee katori. Arey, how will this dog eat that roti very dry? That is something so touching, that even for that being, you have that kind of compassion. It's called amatra. Hmm? You see how deep this word is. If we understand this is enough. To come to amatra itself takes so much time. Umatra is when I'm able to understand everything as God. I'm able to understand. So in my mind, everything and everyone is God. So whenever I'm thinking, I think only for totality. There's no individuality anymore. I think for totality. Any task I take up, any work I take up, anything that I do, it's always okay. How can people benefit? How can they learn? How can they grow? It's never about me. What is going to happen to me? What will I get? What will I receive? The understanding everybody is God. And so when we think, when we ideate, when we want to create, we know that we do it for all because it's all God. It's called Ukara. Hmm? So these great Mahatmas, when they think up these huge projects, huge tasks, they always think of every single thing, of every single person, how they will benefit. Hmm? If you look at Puja Gurudev, you will understand very well Ukara. How Chinmaya Mission, he has created unfoldment for all levels. For Bal Vihar, for a child. Now also we have Shishu Vihar. For Shishu, it is below 5 years old. And soon we will have Garbha Vihar. For those who are pregnant also, there will be something. For every stage of the human being, there is satsanga. Now, please see that vision of the Mahatma. Hmm? Every stage, that child stage, youth stage, Chinmaya Yuva Kendra. Then we have Chinmaya Setu Kari, the bridge builders. Then we have Devri group, adult group, Swaranjali, Vanaprastha. What must be that vision? That is no ordinary being person's vision. That is called Ukara. Ukara means that really that understanding that I am all. That's called Ukara. Hmm? Then we come to Makara. Makara. So if Akara is I see everything as God, and so I become aware. And Ukara is I understand everything is God. Makara is I marvel that everything is God. Innately, I feel like everything is God. Innately, I feel. You feel the other person. You feel what they're feeling. You feel what they're going through. A mother will understand this very well. Huh? She knows when her child is hungry, when her child is tired. She knows, the wife knows when her husband is in a certain mood. This wife, mother, she has that kind of intuition, which very difficult for any regular being to have. They have that kind of thing. They feel that oneness. However, this makara is deeper in that you don't have that feeling just for your child. You have that feeling for everybody. You you are able to feel that kind of thing for everybody. That is makara. So when a seeker expands from to oo to ma, and it goes from gross to subtle to even unmanifest, then that seeker is ready to go into the silence, which is amatra. And that silence reached after that great expansion is the depth of Om. That is all. So Om is at the same time a sadhana, a practice, and it is the very sadhya, the very goal. So this one akshara is enough. However, what happens is it's very difficult. It's very difficult to even come to this level. Huh? So that is why our Rishi said, if we are not able to come to this level, no problem. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. They gave us all of these mantras by which, holding on to which, we can be prepared to come to the level of Om. Very, very beautiful.